This statue predicted 2,600 years of world history before any of it happened. Babylon, Persia, Greece, Rome. Named in order, centuries before any of them existed. And the final empire in that lineup is the one ruling your world right now, counting down to the day God redeems his creation and establishes his kingdom that will last for all eternity.
Along the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, here we wept when we remembered Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows, and we knew that we had done wrong, for they that carried us away required of us a song. How shall we sing your song in a strange land? How shall we sing your song in a strange land?
It starts with a king who can't sleep. Nebuchadnezzar has a dream so disturbing, it wakes him in the middle of the night. And by morning, he can't even remember what he saw. So he calls in every wise man in Babylon and gives them an impossible order. Tell me the dream, not what it means, what it was. Get it wrong, and every one of you dies. Not one of them can do it. So the king orders the execution of every wise man in Babylon, including a young Hebrew captive who hadn't even been brought in to answer, the prophet Daniel. Instead of panicking, Daniel does the one thing none of Babylon's so-called wise men knew to do. He asks Yah, the God of Israel, and that night, in a vision, Yah shows him exactly what the king dreamed and exactly what it means. Daniel goes straight to Arioch, the king's executioner, and stops the killing before it starts. Brought in front of Nebuchadnezzar, he's asked point blank,
"Are you able to tell me the dream I saw and what it means?"
Daniel's answer is the most important line in this chapter, and he says it before he reveals a single detail of the dream itself. He doesn't say yes and take the credit. Instead, he humbly states,
"No wise man, astrologer, or magician on earth could ever answer this. But there is a God in heaven who reveals secrets."
Daniel makes sure the king knows exactly who gets the glory before he says another word. This isn't Daniel's wisdom on display, it's Yah's. Here's what Nebuchadnezzar saw: a single, massive image. One statue, 4 materials, in descending value. The head, pure gold. The chest and arms, silver. The belly and thighs, bronze. The legs, iron. And the feet, a strange mixture, iron mixed with clay. Then, while the king was watching, a stone was cut out, but not by human hands. No chisel, no mason, no army. It struck the statue at the feet, right where the iron met the clay, and the entire thing collapsed at once. Gold, silver, bronze, iron, clay, all of it broken into dust, and the wind carried it away so completely that not a trace was left. And then that stone, the one that no human hand cut, it grew and grew until it became a mountain that filled the whole earth. Now here's where it gets specific. Daniel doesn't leave this as a riddle. Yah gives him a precise interpretation of the kingdoms to come.
"Thou, O king, art a king of kings, for the Lord of heaven hath given thee a kingdom, power and strength and glory. Thou art this head of gold."
Daniel tells Nebuchadnezzar to his face that his own empire, Babylon, is the gold, the greatest kingdom the world had seen up to that point. And Yah is the one who gave it to him. Not luck, not conquest alone, Granted, from above.
And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee.
History confirms this exactly. Babylon fell to the Medes and Persians, a real empire replacing the one before it, just as Daniel said, before it happened. But notice what inferior isn't pointing at. Medo-Persia actually covered more ground than Babylon ever did. It's pointing at the anatomy. Babylon is one head, one man, Nebuchadnezzar, holding total unchecked authority. Medo-Persia is two arms, literally a coalition of two peoples ruling jointly. The angel Gabriel confirms this directly later in the book, naming this same kingdom as Media and Persia. A joint kingdom, no matter how large, is already a step down in glory from a single sovereign whose word is law. Bigger empire, less absolute authority.
And another third kingdom of bronze, which shall bear rule over all the earth.
This is Greece, and specifically Alexander the Great, whose empire did something no empire before it had done. It stretched rule across the entire known world of its day. Daniel gives us a second witness to this same kingdom in chapter 8. It shows up again as a goat from the west on the face of the whole earth, and touched not the ground, moving so fast it barely seems to touch the earth. That's not just poetic language. Alexander conquered from Egypt to India in roughly a decade. The fastest, most total military expansion the ancient world had ever seen. And the bronze tells you what happened after the speed. The belly of the statue didn't just rule a people, it digested them. Everywhere Alexander's armies went, Greek language, philosophy, and culture didn't just sit on top of the conquered nations, it got absorbed into them. Hellenization swallowed cultures whole, the same way a belly breaks down and absorbs whatever it consumes.
And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, forasmuch as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things. It shall break in pieces and bruise.
This is Rome, an empire defined by military force, strong enough to crush everything in its path. Chapter 7 confirms it. This same kingdom appears again as a beast with great iron teeth that devoured and break in pieces, described as diverse from all the beasts that were before it. Not just stronger than Babylon, Persia, and Greece, a different kind of kingdom altogether. And notice something in the statue's own anatomy here that Daniel doesn't explain yet. This kingdom has two legs. Rome didn't stay one thing forever. It split, east and west. Hold on to that detail. We're going to spend an entire video on where those two legs actually went, because the answer is not what most people assume.
And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, and the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay.
This is the part of the prophecy that we're living through right now. That may come as a shock to many, but in part 3 of this series, we're going to do a deep dive and explain exactly what the feet and 10 toes represent. A final form of this same iron kingdom. Divided, mixed, unable to truly hold together, no matter how hard anyone tries to unify it. 10 toes. Multiple kingdoms, sharing the same iron DNA as Rome, but brittle.
And in the days of these kings shall the Lord of heaven set up a kingdom, which shall never be destroyed. It shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
This is the whole point of the vision. Every empire in this statue, gold, silver, bronze, iron, clay, is temporary. Every single one. Babylon fell, Persia fell, Greece fell. Rome, We'll get into exactly what happened to Rome next video, but the stone cut without hands doesn't rise and fall like the empires before it. It doesn't negotiate territory with them. It ends them, and it replaces them completely, forever. Every kingdom man has ever built, or will ever build, is standing on borrowed time. Only one kingdom in this vision doesn't have an expiration date. And watch how the most powerful man on earth responds. Nebuchadnezzar, a pagan king with no covenant relationship with Yah whatsoever, falls on his face in front of Daniel. He orders an offering made in Daniel's honor. And then he says something remarkable.
Of a truth it is that your God is a God of gods, and a Lord of kings, and a revealer of secrets.
This wasn't Daniel's wisdom on trial that night. It was Yah's. And even a pagan emperor in the most powerful city on earth couldn't deny what he just watched happen. Here's what makes this more than an interesting Bible story. Every kingdom Daniel named, gold, silver, bronze, iron, happened in that exact order, even centuries after he said it would. Babylon fell to Persia. Persia fell to Greece. Greece was overtaken by Rome. This isn't vague prophecy that can be bent to fit whatever happens later. It's specific, it's falsifiable, and it came true every time, exactly as written, before any of those empires ever rose. That's not a coincidence. That's one of the most direct, verifiable pieces of evidence you will ever find that this book is exactly what it claims to be. Yah's word, not man's guesswork. Which brings us back to the fourth kingdom, the Iron Legs. Most people were taught Rome fell in 476 AD, and that was the end of the story. It wasn't. In the next video, we're going to prove, through the historical record, that Rome never actually fell, and that we are still living in its shadow today. If this opened your eyes even a little, subscribe, because we're walking through this whole prophecy together, piece by piece. Part 2 in this video series, Rome Never Fell, is up next. I'll see you again soon, but until then, may Father Yah bless you and keep you. Make his face to shine down upon you and be gracious unto you. May he turn his face toward you and give you peace. Shalom.
By the